Welcome to CADL Tales, a storytime show brought to you by Capital Area District Libraries. Get ready to hear some fun stories, sing some songs, and learn all about reading.
Hi, I'm Mr. Tom. I come from the Okemos branch of Capital Area District Library, and we're here today. I'm going to read you some stories, and we're going to do some other things too. We're going to do a little rhyme, we're going to have some fun, but whenever we do story time in Okemos, we always start it with a letter. Now I'll tell you, and I just have a very small version of the letter today. It's the letter C, okay? Now, the letter C is it stands for all kinds of cool words. It could be for car, it could be for calendar, it could be for cavern. But to know for sure what we're going to talk about, we have to look in the mailbox, okay? So the first thing we do is we take the mailbox, and we're going to give it a little shake, and we have to listen and decide if it's going to be loud or quiet or somewhere in the middle. So are you ready to listen? Let's listen. I call that pretty quiet, don't you? Pretty quiet. So now we have to sing the song and find out what's inside. It's time to open the mailbox, the mailbox, the mailbox. It's time to open the mailbox and see what is inside, and see what is inside, and see what is inside. It's time to open the mailbox, the mailbox, the mailbox. It's time to open the mailbox and see what is inside. Let's find out. I hope it's not going to catch me. Let's find out. Here it comes. Whoop. I hear a meow. It's a cat. We're going to talk about cats today. Yeah, there she is. She's feeling fine. She's saying, let's talk about cats. So let's get busy. First thing we're going to do is this. We're going to do a little finger play. Let's move our seat out of the way. Okay, now. And it goes like this. And we're going to have two cats, this cat and this cat. And here's how they go. Two soft black cats sitting on the wall, one named Peter and one named Paul. Run away, Peter, run away, Paul. Come back, Peter, and come back, Paul. Doo, doo, doo. Two orange striped cats sitting on my lap, one called Kira and one called Pat. Walk away, Kira. Walk away, Pat. Come back, Kira, and come back, Pat. Two big calico cats sitting on my toes. I know you can't go down there, but just look. One named Gracie and one named Rose. Pounce away, Gracie. Boing, 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 boing. Pounce away, Rose. Pounce back, Gracie. Boing, 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 boing. Pounce back, Rose. Now, finally, we have two silly white cats sitting on my head. One named Nisha and one named Fred. Slink away, Nisha. Slink away, Fred. Come back, Nisha, and come back, Fred. Put them back on my head. So there are some cats. There are some cats. But now it's just a story about one of my favorite cats. Let's take this off. Namely, Pete the cat. Now you may have seen stories about Pete the cat because there's all kinds of them. But this one is going to be about Pete the cat and his 4 groovy buttons. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there he is. Now, Pete the cat, he put on his favorite shirt with 4 big, colorful, round, groovy buttons. He loved his buttons so much, he sang this song. See, there's 4. And it goes like this. And you can sing along with me if you know it. My buttons, my 4 groovy buttons. My buttons, my 4 groovy buttons. Oh, man, he's happy about that. But uh-oh! You see what happened? Pop! Oh, look, he even left the thread. Oh, man. All right. One of his buttons popped off and rolled away. How many buttons are left? 3. 4 minus 1 is 3. 1, 2, 3. See? Okay, he's got 3. Now, did Pete cry? Goodness, no. Buttons come and buttons go. He kept on singing his song. My buttons, my three groovy buttons. My buttons, my three groovy buttons. Well, and then what happened? Pop! Oh no! Another button popped off Pete's shirt. Ooh. Boing! And it rolled away. Now how many buttons are left? 2. 3 minus 1 is 2. 1, 2. Did Pete cry? Oh, goodness, no. Buttons come and buttons go. And he kept on singing his song. My buttons, my two groovy buttons. My buttons, my two groovy buttons. You see, 2 now, 2 left. Yeah. You ready? Uh-oh. Pop! Oh, here goes the green one. Oh, no! Another button popped off Pete's shirt. Woo, 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 woo. And rolled away. Now how many buttons are left? 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. That one right there. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. Buttons come and buttons go. He kept on singing his song. My button, my one groovy button. My button, my one groovy button. So he's got his one button, and it looks like he's going to the beach. And he goes to the beach, and what happens? Pop! Oh no! His last button popped off. Whoa, 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 whoa. And it rolled away. Now, how many buttons are left? 0. No buttons. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. Buttons come and buttons go. Now, Pete looked down at his shirt. Now we're going to take his shirt off here, because his shirt that I have up here doesn't open like the one in the book. It's not quite as cool. He looked down here, and you know what he saw? His belly button right there. And he kept on singing his song. My button, I still have my belly button. My button, still have my belly button. You see, because it's all good. I guess it simply goes to show you that stuff will come and stuff will go, but do we cry? Goodness, no. We keep on singing our song. See the buttons come and go. Let's do it again one more time. My buttons, my 4 groovy buttons. My buttons, my 4 groovy buttons. And that's Pete for you. He's living the life. That's Pete. But now, I think what we should do, since we're talking about cats, we should do a little action rhyme here since we're doing cats. Let's ask Pete to go back in his house here. All right, see you later, Pete. Have a good rest. See ya. All right, now, we're going to do The Old Gray Cat is Sleeping. This is one of my favorite action rhymes. And it starts out like this. The old gray cat is sleeping. The old gray cat is sleeping, sleeping, sleeping. The old gray cat is sleeping in the house. Now I'll have him go like this. But wait. The little mice come creeping, creeping, creeping. The little mice come creeping in the house. And the mice creep into the house and they start nibbling. The little mice are nibbling, nibbling, nibbling. The little mice are nibbling in the house. Then the old gray cat wakes up. Oh, the old gray cat is waking, waking, waking. The old gray cat is waking in the house. The old gray cat comes creeping, creeping, creeping. The old gray cat comes creeping in the house. And guess what? The mice see it, and the little mice go scampering, scampering, scampering. The little mice go scampering in the house because the cat's trying to catch them. And the little mice, they go scampering back to the house, and boom, they're safe. Oh, boy. You know what, everybody? Those are my stories today, but I hope that I see you in the library sometime for story time, and we'll have a ton of fun. Thanks for listening, everybody.